西暦2092年、繁栄を極めた人類はやがて訪れるであろう落日に向かい、次第に疲弊していくかのようであった。しかし同年、人類積年の夢であった反重力物質ネメシスの発見により状況は一変したのである。輸送、交通、建築などあらゆる分野が飛躍的な進歩を遂げる中、人々が最もその興味を示したのがネメシスのある特殊な使用法による時間渡航、タイムトラベルの実現であった。政府は一般でのこの使用法を禁じ、時間渡航禁止法案を定めたのだが、非合法での渡航犯罪が急増。ついに対時間渡航犯罪捜査局を創設するに至ったのである。
So this is the last of the really widely recommended or classic set of PC Engine originals that I'm trying to clear. Download 2 is another one I need to check out, which could be pretty good. Psycho Chaser is another one from the same developer as Override. And Cyber Core is one I don't know anything about, but was recommended. So I'm going to look at that one as well. And there's another one called Cloudmaster, which seems okay. This is a game I can't quite figure out which aspect ratio it looks better in. Usually I look at like 4:3 and 8:7, and I'd say for the majority of these PC Engine games 8:7 looks better, but this one I'm going with 4:3. It's a real mix though. Like some of the circular stuff is circular on 4:3, but you'll see like the power-up icons that look like they should be circles are kind of rectangular. Alright, we got good bounces that time. Alright, so the blue polygonal enemies are followed by a warping wave right now. Use the charge shot on that as shown in the game demo. You got just enough time to do it. More medium class enemies dropping you power-ups. Then we've got more of these polygonal guys, these wave ones, I just stay out of the way of. And we got a cool laser attack that introduces this carrier enemy, who's pretty easy to deal with. The only real threat here, at least on easy mode, is these blue ships that shoot lasers. I just stay out of the way of them. Everything else my weapon takes care of for me. So for this mid-boss, we'll start it off with a charge attack like I should be doing on all of them. And then I just don't want to line up with him directly, because with this weapon, the gaps between the lasers are just large enough for these red balls to slip through. The boomerang attack is what he usually seems to do on the first cycle. It could be like because I'm resetting the game or something, the randomness might only be seated once, but essentially there's 3 attacks he can do there. The boomerang is the worst of them, but once you've seen it, like a lot of things in this game, you should know how to dodge it, and that's part of why I'm using the faster character. It means you don't need to prep your position quite as well, or quite as strictly. Alright, we'll start off with a charge attack again, just do a little extra damage. And has a tell for that laser that is like mostly covered up by your attacks. in here. He's going to do a couple random moves and then throw these tentacles out. And that was good execution because he didn't get to start the second part of that, or the second wave of that pedal attack. So now we're going to 1163 AD to what looks like medieval Europe. This is the one that only very loosely seems to line up with the period of history, or like it doesn't. I guess gargoyles are the theme of this first part, which weren't giant statues. They were decorations on churches, but whatever. Dragons are kind of a heavy theme, popular in the fiction in medieval Europe. Hey, you tell me. You're the one that lives over there. For all I know, there could be fire-breathing dragons in Europe today. And there's this really cool steamroller machine. You notice it was like rolling over a forest. And you see, when you get past it, just total wasteland. Turtles are kind of an enemy you can quick kill there. This guy gets a really long intro. Bunch of sorcerers. You know what? Actually, the Chinese stage is based on Chinese fiction as well. So I think it's Sapphire's like traveling to the fantasy worlds of these different periods of history. There, you just want to stay away from the flamethrower. This wave does nothing at all. Must be one of those things that only shoots bullets on normal. And this laser definitely helps with killing everything. But they didn't have dams, and well, they didn't have dams that looked like this in medieval Europe. I don't know that they had dams at all. Cool line scrolling effect on the castle front. Very Final Fantasy looking interior. And here we've got one of the stranger enemies in the game, these red orbs. You can touch the walls and you can touch that door as well before it opens up. You can't pass through it though. I'm having a hard time stretching to understand what this guy has to do with the setting. I wasn't supposed to be in front of him doing that. I wanted to get to the side. So that's a perfectly acceptable bomb. We got more to spare. Enough to spare, that is to say. Now we head to 625 in China, whatever dynasty that would be. So the scoring, I think, is supposed to be based on using the charge attack on popcorn enemies. A reference to the plague, it could be. I think it's like vaguely a reference to vampires. But I mean, that's just what, when I see the portrait there, I think kind of like a vampire looking guy, but he doesn't have big teeth or anything. And you know, being in a castle kind of makes you think, you know, Dracula's castle or whatever. So yeah, now we got the Phoenix. Another real life historical being. And the only hard thing about this one is that those weird blue lasers. I don't know if it's just because I'm using a blue weapon, but I have a really hard time seeing those. I don't want to take any risks with getting the wrong power-up. Getting a red is okay. It's not a game killer, but the green is a pretty big problem, and it can be a long time that you have to wait to get another. So this guy's gonna stick his neck out. This is Gamera, by the way. Stick his neck out again. And then he shoots a couple bullets. Maybe spins around. We got some yin yang bullets coming up. And the river dragon reminds me of Spirited Away. And this is kind of just one of these popcorn segments that doesn't really do much in this game. And now, of course, you got the Kung Fu Sorcerer. I just think that this Chinese imagery, like, is a lot more vivid. And maybe it's because I have more stereotypes about China, but I don't know. That it feels more distinctive than, like, the medieval stage. I always have to sort of think in my head for a minute, like, what are the enemies in this stage again? Oh, right, it's the giant head. This is another boss that doesn't really have anything to do with the area theme. Spider bot. 1, 2, 3, 4, three-way shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, three-way shot. Alright. Nice and quick. Here come green orbs. And now he's going to spin around shooting homing lasers. We'll throw down one bomb. It's not going to kill him, but it'll make it quicker. Whoa, I'm way out of position. Okay. That attack always goes on for a little longer than I think it's going to. Now we go back to another classic era, ancient Egypt. Even though we were promised dinosaurs in the pre-title cinematic, we never actually end up going past the history of human civilization. This is as far back in time as Sapphire will travel. But see, then this enemy, okay, so it's got sandworms, right? So those aren't even like an element of medieval fiction. It's just a pretty, like a generic sci-fi or fantasy trope. But then you got the giant Sphinx enemies, and the boss is going to be Pharaoh themed. Here we got some more transforming statues that look really cool. I think this is another section where it's best just to use the charge shot for safety. I never really got any hang of it. Trying to use it for score, it seems like there'd just be really specific popcorn waves that you would want to use it on. You just have to memorize all the places to do that. But since it kind of takes a while to charge up and requires you not to shoot while doing so, it's a neutral charge. Nah, it just feels too dangerous. Like something that'd be kind of just tedious to experiment with. This part is not so tough because you can touch walls. So you just need to make sure you don't get crushed. Alright, this squid boss, there's a way to quick kill him during the first phase, but I died doing it last time, so this time I'm just gonna bomb. If you get up right in his face, you can kind of do a quick kill. Oh wait, you don't even need to, never mind. I guess if you stay lined up with him well enough during the first attack, you can do it. And that's one of the things that's probably only possible with this blue weapon when it's fully powered up. As far as I can tell, this is the most powerful weapon in the game. I tested them all out at full power on stages 2 and 3. All 3 weapons for all 4 characters, and this seems to have the quickest kills. Unless there's like some kind of point blanking nuance to other weapons. Oh, I almost got stuck. That's a place where I just have memorized what to do. You go to the opposite wall of the blue corners. First phase, he shoots in 3 directions. This part, he's going to generate these tornado things. I'm not even going to mess with it. Now he's going to shoot really large projectiles that your pods are pretty helpful for dealing with. Your side pods, they do eat bullets, but honestly, it's not something that I've really had to use much in playing the game. There aren't really enemies from behind or from the sides, so it's kind of like how are you going to use a side pod to block a 3-way attack that's coming from the front? Thanks. Alright, we're on track. I'm going to use a safety bomb coming up here on a regular wave of enemies. Just because we have bombs to spare this time. It's going to be these guys. I don't like how long they hang around shooting 3-way shots if you can't kill them. Oh, that was... come on. Let's not pick up green. And I'm going to use one more bomb on this guy. Well... no, actually I won't. Because if I do, I'd risk powering down later. I'm gonna leave those power-ups alone. There's an invisible wall ahead of you that the power-ups bounce off of, similar to Psycho games. Whoa! Did something from behind kill me? Oh, I really have no idea what that death was about. I ran back into something from the front. Alright. Maybe I'll retry that. Or I'll do a quick practice of this level after this run. See what the hell's going on there. I feel like I took another random death in this stage that I didn't... not on this run, but on a different one where I didn't know what happened. I should use my charge attack while I'm moving behind him. No! I can't believe I got through that, then let him back up into me. Alright, we're almost to the end, but we're in bad shape. Probably should use my chart check there too. Alright, here comes the final boss. Mr. Homing Lasers himself. Did I get an extended 500,000? This is the one place where the side pods will help you out some. Or maybe not the only place, but one of the more important spots. Oh, why did I go that way? That's alright. Oh, messy. But I knew not to give up making it that far. Thanks, I'm glad you hung out and saw it. So yeah, that was my first clear Sapphire. That was easy mode. I'm not going to try normal today. I'll give my brain a rest from it and try it again tomorrow, or try normal tomorrow. I haven't actually played normal yet. I just decided to try it out on easy first. It's a good game. It's definitely, it's different from the PC Engine style. So if you're playing a whole bunch of them and expecting the same thing as like Super Star Soldier, it's definitely not that at all. But if you're considering it against like arcade or NeoGeo games that's more similar to, I think it's a bit on the generic side. There's nothing super memorable about it. It just looks and sounds really good. So the presentation is what sticks with you and makes it replayable. I like it, but I really like the super fast movement in the other games that I think of as characteristic of PC Engine. Well, yeah, hang on. Before I switch over to Override, why don't I do one quick run? Because I think it'll go quickly in normal mode. And I'll play as the slow ship, just to demonstrate how slow the other ships in this game are. So, I've heard that this game shares staff with some other shooter of interest, and I didn't do the research, but I think it was either Lords of Thunder or G-Darius. Both of which would be very interesting, because both are great games. I guess that's why I say that. Well, the music definitely is reminiscent of Lords of Thunder, so that could be it. This one is, at least in game, credited only to Hudson Soft, but I think that Lords of Thunder also might be in game, but the company actually responsible for it is Red Entertainment, I believe, or something like that. Okay, we played a Charlotte Siphon.